I announced on Monday, and I talked about a number of different things, and I talked about purpose, and actually I have it actually it was in my script, and the whole purpose for me is leaving the state of Louisiana and certainly the city here in Lafayette, my district, better for my grandkids and your grandkids, and I've had an opportunity to live in Texas and in Florida. I came back home and just realized that we haven't moved very far in several years. So it just is about our children. It really is about our kids.
It's difficult because it seems as if we're really divided 50-50, whether it comes to federal politics, state politics, local politics. And this, of course, would be a mixture of the state and the local because you would be representing a local area in Baton Rouge. What do you think you'll bring to this post if elected that can help with that? I mean, do you think you'll be able to listen to both sides? It's so difficult because people, if you disagree with them, sometimes they think straight out that you just hate them,
Yeah, let me address that. The thing is this, I grew up in the oil and gas industry, and I'm one of those, I'm like a military child, right? We traveled a lot,
right?
New Orleans to here to Lafayette, then on to Houston, and then internationally. So my entire career, 40 years or so, has been in oil and gas. So, I'm proud of that, and I'm proud of that because of this. It has allowed me the opportunity, one, to meet a whole host of different people, different ethnicities, different lifestyles and cultures. But it's also taught me how to adapt and to work with people, which is the most important component of everything we do in business, because we're all about people. We can own assets, but the assets don't get our work done. So you have to be able to relate to people. You have to be able to listen very clearly in order to succeed, and our company did. We did very well. The other thing that really intrigued me is my international stint, where I had to adapt to various cultures. I learned a lot of different things. On when to be quiet, when to be and when to be a little more boisterous, and then how to relate to people in their own environments, and that is extremely important. So I think when we take this to a political arena, the experience that I have with negotiating with not just domestic companies and with people, because we negotiate with people every day, it affords me the experience that I think is important to have in a position like this, because you're all going to be doing a lot of discussions, and you have to size people up, and you have to relate to them.
Yeah. I want to ask about people that I think they call it like the flight from Louisiana, and you as someone who's lived in Texas and lived internationally, a lot of folks get to a point where, if they don't live in a great school district, they don't see a reason to be here, and we lose people to Houston, we lose people to Dallas, we lose people. Okay, let's just say this. We lose people to Texas. People just go because it's just a few miles down the road. How do we stop that? I know a lot of people think sometimes more funding is an answer. We have seen it work in different directions. I mean, a lot of people look at the Orleans Parish School District, which is now primarily charter schools, where they have poured millions and millions of dollars and haven't seen the needle move there. How do we keep families here if we want to keep building jobs and we want to attract new people here?
Well, thanks for the question, because I actually I just returned in early December from Washington. I attended Jeb Bush puts together an educational summit and reform, and they talked about Louisiana. In fact, in my tables, because you move around, I said, what's important to me is moving Louisiana, and they said, what are you talking about? You guys are the focal point of a lot of us here because you're doing such great things in New Orleans with the charter schools. I haven't seen it yet, but they said, look, it's coming. We're going to see some differences. We're going to see some improvements. But that is an extremely important question. I really believe in totally funding TOPS. We have to do that. There was an article out recently. That's like an investment, right?
Heck,
yes, it's an investment.
I mean, it's giving something to these kids that says, okay, by the way, we believe in you.
Yes.
In Louisiana, everything else may be going wrong, but we're going to invest in you and we believe in you.
Yes, and beyond that, what was happening is we had this great fear if we weren't funding TOPS. Our best and most talented kids, young people, are being recruited, and of all places, and I've got some numbers here, from Alabama.
Yeah.
My goodness gracious, why don't we keep the talent here in Louisiana? And you know what? It isn't just about TOPS, and I know people want me to talk on that subject. This, in my opinion, is a much longer and broader subject. We need to begin working with students in a very young age, K through 12. We continue to push STEM. And look, I'm a big proponent of STEM. I'm not one of the brightest students that came out of high school, I'll tell you. And if they would ask me to be in a STEM program, I would have just failed miserably.
Me too.
You know, I just happened to, I bloomed late. I don't know.
Me
it took me
too.
a long time. But we need to work on things. I attended a seminar held by John Maxwell, who's a great leader. And I'm now a John Maxwell speaker, trainer, and coach. But he, free of charge, has produced a program called I Learn, and it's the soft skills, how to become more aware, how to hang with the right people, how to believe in yourself, how to have trust. And that's where we need to begin our work.
Because some people would argue that is the skill. Those are the most important skills that lead to everything else.
But we're not teaching it.
Yeah.
We don't teach it. We leave it to our parents, who oftentimes are single parents.
Yeah, and who has the time?
Well,
You're trying to make ends meet. You're trying to help your child. It's frustrating.
It is, and we need programs where this Maxwell program, of course, and I don't mean to be touting Maxwell. It's a peer-to-peer group. They get together. They actually have their own discussions about and support one another there at the schools. I'm big into that.
You think it's within reach? You think we can do it?
Oh, my gosh, yes, it is.
Very
I will guess on a limb. I'm kind of a product of some of that.
Yeah.
Not by design. I happened to, at a very young age, I was gifted with a little bit of talent to play sports, and I met the right people, right families. And I'm still attached to those folks. And my God, I'm really proud to say that.
So this district, some Lafayette Parish, some Vermilion Parish, just the general area, though. What do you think going into, we're starting 2019, even looking at the next 5 years, what is the biggest challenge we have? Have we diversified enough so that oil and gas and the movements day to day with that aren't affecting us so much? Or what do you think is the biggest challenge?
Listen, people use the term lifeblood, but, we have so many resources right here in Louisiana, natural resources, and it's a shame. What's happening with us, we have these legacy lawsuits that many people talk about and not many people truly understand. But, and it's about the environment and environmental cleanup. I am very much supportive of environmental cleanup. What we don't do a good job of is we don't take the funds that we get and actually apply it to the cleanup.
Yeah.
So there has to be some reform in there. The second thing is and more importantly, we have to stop these lawsuits. I'll give you an example. I was visiting with a CEO recently here in town, and he said he wanted to consolidate with 2 or 3 other small independent oil and gas companies. They had a great deal going. It sounded like it was going to happen. The investors come, and they do their due diligence, say, well, tell me about these legacy lawsuits. Once they learned about that, they said, we cannot invest in this because we don't know what it's going to be like.
That's right.
So let's talk about something else. You talked about the overarching repercussions. Restaurant owners are suffering. Eye, ear, nose, and throat doctors are suffering. Some of our acute care hospitals are doing probably pretty well because no one's going really to the doctor. They're going instead of the pharmacies, and they're going to some of these emergency rooms. It's so far-reaching that it's it has to be taken care of. And we have so many more people unemployed, which means you have to find a job. Where are they going to go? They're going to follow the money, and they're going to follow the projects. We're losing them to Texas.
Yep. Midland. Been there, done that. Got the T-shirt and saw it.
Yep.
Jim Dore, it's very good to meet you. I wish you good luck in this. It's a long marathon. I'm sure you've been advised of that. But you're the House District 31 seat.
31, yeah. Nancy Landry, man, terrific gal.
And she's term limited, though.
She is. I hate to say unfortunately, but, for some reason, I now have an opportunity
Yeah.
to serve. So,
Fortunate for you.
Yeah, she's a great gal. One shout out, though. Can I do that real quickly?
Absolutely, yep.
The Leukemia Lymphoma Society.
Yes.
You helped me, Bernadette, get Kevin Melanson on the air. And he won Man of the Year.
He did.
And I just communicated with you via email, and you were so gracious to have him on, and I can't thank you enough for that.
Oh, you're welcome.
He's a light. He's a light in this community, I swear.
He is absolutely a light in this community, and his parents are just awesome. And of course, we're now looking for new candidates, and I'm looking now because now I'm doing Student of the Year. I'm the chairman for that,
Oh,
and
wow.
I've been coaching
Okay.
students. We had 3 last year. We raised, just between the 3, about $137,000 or more.
Wow.
Wow.
Students.
That's great.
Students, yeah.
That is
so
great.
Luke, give me the phone. Thank you so much for having me. I could stay here forever talking about this.
And we enjoyed the talk. Thank you, Mr. Dore.
We'll have some more time, I would imagine, between now and October.
Yeah.
So we'll hope you stop on back by again.
You can tell I'm passionate on this. So thank you so much.